We return to Perth by night, where last we left the representatives of the court, led by Eric Salvador, had found the gangrel Autarkis. He's still yet to give his name, who, from what they have seen, is quite heavily afflicted by the curse of his clan, and as well seems to be on some kind of path of enlightenment. They even saw, though faded, many years have obviously passed, there are still black veins evidence in his aura. And he just is looking at the group right now.
Right,
And he
well,
turns towards Stoneheart. What blood are you?
Through my veins runs the blood of, and he's going to tick off his sire and everything he knows, before saying, Ruja runs through my blood.
He just kind of nods. There's no problem with that. He kind of looks towards Creel. And you?
He's my leader. Not towards Stoneheart. Well, clan-wise.
And then he looks to Rafat. Rafat says, I'm Rafat Tuta of Clan Tremere. And frenzy check. Yeah, okay. He's going to town on the stub of that tree. Let's see if he can continue to rein it in. Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting it under control. He's continuing to ride the wave. He's particularly not liking that. He's moved on to a second tree and he is just trashing it.
I'm now 1 second.
The fuck.
as the second tree goes crashing to the ground as it's been mown through. Well, it looks like I'm still alive, so I think we can use this point to open negotiation. We will come to a suitable negotiation, or we won't. That simple. So, how about this? Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
You can call me Yanchep. That is the name of the park. Whether the park was named after him or he doesn't want to tell you his real name. He's giving you a name.
Yeah, that's
Can I roll perception, empathy?
Yeah. Actually, you should all roll perception empathy.
Specifically, I want to know if he wants to kill us. I don't care if he's not telling me my
Ooh,
name.
awesome. 5. Wait, it's a perception roll. 6.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Right, so, Creel got 1 success, Stoneheart got 4, and how many did Salvador get?
6.
Okay, Creel, he's a very unhappy man. Rafat kind of recognized that everybody recognizes he has an issue with Rafat because he's a Tremere. Stoneheart, you get under the impression if it was just Rafat here, he'd be attacking. Salvador, he clearly has some kind of an axe to grind with the Tremere. You don't have to come to know why. However, it's pretty well hidden beneath all the rage. It's almost like he's trying to push the rage to the front a little bit to channel it. He's kind of happy with the turn of the events. Actually, you're kind of looking at how... Remember he was showing you a little bit of annoyance and anger that you've gotten rid of the Anarchs. That's actually kind of feigned. He doesn't care about the Anarchs. And you beat him with a few successes. didn't give a shit about the Anarchs. Whenever he's been speaking about the Camarilla, he's trying to hide it. He's been focusing his rage into other areas, but he really doesn't like just the way his mannerisms are. It's always when the Camarilla or an Ardent Camarilla clan is brought up, he's just a little bit more on edge, ready. You're kind of picking up a bit of a. He was somewhat indifferent towards the Anarchs, but the Camarilla he's not that keen on at all.
Well, I hope that he's not as keen on the Sabbat either.
You haven't raised the subject.
But fortunately, we have a nice little set of rules. The previous management didn't really have a set of rules. Our set of rules involve things such as thy word is law in thy domain.
It's not recognized by the Camarilla.
Well, I'm saying I recognize it.
Fair enough.
And I'm willing to extend that little saying of your word is law on your spot. And I think that's amenable to you. After all, you've been here before us. You'll be here potentially after us. You were here before the Anarchs, you were here after the Anarchs, and I don't know who the Anarchs took over on. Well, might have been the Sabbat City. Do you have a relationship with them? Same arrangement?
Camarilla here long ago. Give me another perception check, because you're specifically bringing it up.
Yay! Lots.
Yes, that's a lot when he has. So, Stoneheart, yeah, you think he's been on the level about the camera we're here before. You think you might have heard something about that. Creel, you're not going much more than that. Rafat and Salvador are picking up. When you're bringing up the Sabbat, there's he likes the Sabbat. He's got warm, fuzzy feeling looks in his eyes, and just kind of he's trying to hide it though. You particularly Salvador, you bring up. He's definitely trying to hide how he feels about the Sabbat. He's doing a pretty good job too. If it wasn't for you, the gifts of the bloodline, you pick up on just slight shifts in the body language. You know, you could understand how somebody without Auspex would miss it.
Little small things such as his foot changed angle to be inwards rather than outwards.
All sorts of little things. It's like Sabbat came to help the Anarchs in the end against you, but I do not like them. Salvador, that's a blatant lie. Blatantly, he's definitely intentionally trying to mislead you towards his feelings regarding the Sabbat.
Right, well, you felled a couple of trees over. Well, how about we go pull them over, we take a seat and we'll get into some proper negotiations.
Yes.
We have this nice hammered out, and we won't have to worry about your spot ever again, and you probably won't see any of us ever again unless something goes horribly wrong and we talk to you and kick out some loggers that'll dig in the place.
I will speak with you, but before everything is settled, I would speak with your prince face to face. If they are to be on my extended land as equals, I don't mind. I don't need all of the land.
I see. Well, let me go and make a few of the little contacts. Have a chat with my friends over here. You'll find that they're quite remarkable.
He's kind of looking towards Rafat. He's trying to have his eyes just keep looking towards him. He's not happy with Tremere being here.
Hey, Rafat, I need you to come with me. You're the guy that brought the damn phone.
Okay, Rafat will move away. And he'll be moving away with you. Good voice. Give me a manipulation subterfuge, because you're definitely up to something. You might pick up on it. Let's be honest, you're up to something.
So we should be making one every 10 seconds or so?
No, I botch it, and I'm basically about to ask Rafat to go and let's talk to the Archon. Perfectly straight out, basically. Just
You're just like, you're walking, adjusting your back, starting, like, still with an earshot of you guys, is like, we're gonna call the Archon. You just have this fucking
As soon as he says the word Archon, I'm buffing again. Just play. They're starting to scare the shit out of me.
Yeah. Salvador, give me another roll. See if you notice that this fucker picked up that. You guys who are looking at him, you know he heard him saying that.
what type of roll? Because there was another perception and alertness. Yes, I can make those rolls.
Yeah.
Yes, all these successes.
Yeah, no,
Successes.
Your attempts at subtlety have failed utterly.
I'm not a subtle person.
Okay. Yourself and Rafat move a bit of a distance away, leaving the two Bruja looking at the large bird man. And Rafat was not sure a good bit away out. Rafat's just like, Jeez. I don't know if you had a chance to check your phone, but he's on what the Sabbat called Paths of Enlightenment. They help them maintain their some level of control over the beast for their debauchery.
Oh,
And I
that
don't know.
explains the trees.
Yes. Although mention of the Tremere, he particularly had a bit of lumberjacking.
Yeah. So here's what I need you to do. Have a quick phone call, contact boss, say we just need to be able to send you some text messages and for you to send replies. As I would, well, he can probably overhear us right now. I would like us to be able to kind of talk on Albert without people being able to hear, or else it's not really a negotiation.
Well, Rafat will kind of start texting, and seeing as he's picking up on the fact that, well, he probably will actually. I'll have to give him a roll. The subtext there. Yeah, he's kind of like he's going like, yeah, send him. He's kind of angling the phone so you can see it's the first thing coming up on his like, do you think we're going to need to take him out?
I will tap on the phone. I'm giving about 8 out of 10 chance.
Yeah.
I would love for this guy to be able to look after this land. He was a million towards the Anarchs. He was disliked Camarilla is the fact that he might be willing to harbor our eye. All tapped out.
Yeah, I got a response from the Archon there. I'll keep him up to date.
Well, I'm going to make a copy and paste on the comments that I was giving to you, of my feelings on him, and make that copy. In fact, we can even make him part of the same chat conversation.
God. Yeah. The wonders of technology. And there's pretty good coverage here since it's a popular park.
So, I like the fact that he's big, tough, and scary. I don't like the fact that is very secretive about his old links.
Yeah. I particularly don't like his distaste for my clan. I'm exactly sure where that's coming from, but he's got an extra grind there. And he didn't like the when we brought up the Archon. Not that there was an Archon, but when we mentioned him by name. The Archon, on the other hand, was behind me back when you're mentioning that. It's like, I've never heard of this fucker in my life before I came here.
Anything? Well, he's got like literally a bird vulture beak coming out of his face. Have you seen shit like that before? I mean, I know some gangrel kind of follow a little bit of a theme, or what sticks and what doesn't.
Rafat has heard of not vulture, but he's heard some with like eagle heads or feathers and things like that. Vulture thing's a bit odd, but it's normally predators, but vultures A kind of predator. Well, this is carnivore.
Hmm?
So I think the Archon's leaving us to make a decision ourselves. He's kind of giving you a message that he'll leave it to your judgment whether you think this one needs to be taken out or can be dealt with. But unfortunately, the way of things, when the Archon's gone, if this guy causes problems, it'll be, well, it won't go well for the Archon that he was involved in dealing with him, but it also won't go well for those involved here.
Well, tap, tap, tap. Matter of fact, you joined in this, so you get just as much as a say as some of the other guys over there. I can't submit to a Sabat security.
Better safe than sorry, I think. We just try and if we fire off text, let the guys know that he'll be doing this in the chat. If we let the guys know, fire them off text that he needs to be taken out at a certain code word, and then we strike. That's my opinion. He was not. There's a chance he could be useful, but there's too many red flags. He's a Diablerist, which we've you can see rough at the way he's texting. He's like trying to dance around the words of we've let people get away with this before, and it's recently bit us in the ass. But he can see the benefits, especially since this one won't be exactly showing up to clan meetings.
Well, your guys' views count.
So we'll say it'll be a text vote sent off. So if you guys want to weigh in, kill, yay or nay.
Do we have a chance to chat with the thing for?
I know, I'm assuming now we can get to, well, we've been doing our stuff on the side. You can have a nice, awkward conversation.
Awkward conversations. So.
In the meantime, elsewhere, as 10 yards away.
It's a bit more than 10. It's a bit more than 10.
31 yards away.
The red eyes. You don't know why the hell the eyes are red. With your lack of occult, he's just looking at you. Almost like somebody looks at an insect. An uppity insect who's crawled up to him in the middle of dinner.
So, how are things?
I keep getting interrupted by children who can't get along. There's a reason I moved here. But the kind followed. And then so did ye.
I can understand the sentiment, at least to a degree. Are you thirsty by any chance?
I can find my own blood. I prefer to hunt.
Myself too. Do you mind if I have something to drink?
I don't know if you brought some with you.
No, I was not planning on drinking anything on your lands.
He's looking towards Stoneheart. Do you hunt? It's a poor Cainite who doesn't hunt for themselves.
I hunt when the mood strikes me.
What are your names?
I am Jonathan Taylor, also known as Stoneheart.
Why do they call you Stoneheart?
The Anarchs attempted to stake me several times, and instead of being staked, I merely got angry and ripped them asunder.
He looks towards Creel. And you? And you're the ones who bested the Anarchs?
Yes, I am one of the ones that were here when the city was taken.
I'm myself. I'm fresh off the boat. Like, what was 2 nights ago?
I warned the Anarchs they were weak. You will have to be strong if you wish to hold this city.
Is that because we are the only city of our kind on this continent?
No, we're only the strong can hold a city. This one you will not get. There are other places. I was long ago. I came here because it was isolated, and then the kind built up in greater numbers the Europeans. Now you remain. Yeah, you're gonna ask a question.
Nope, Jonathan sounds like an Aussie. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Get out calls him problems.
There are others who will take these hunting grounds if you allow them. I do not permit those to take my personal territory, whether they be Anarch, Camarilla, or Sabat, or the others.
Is he lying at all? Can I roll on that?
Yep, perception empty.
Yay, 1 success.
Oh, he's actually completely lying. He's playing up his level of attachment to the land. Yeah, Creel, you with your 2 successes, he doesn't give much of a shit about this land. He's really trying to act like he does.
I'm going to check. Did you have a problem with me having a few drinks?
You may.
Yeah. This is the obviously this is the part where anyone who pays attention will notice those fangs come out. Opening it back, yeah. 2 points down train like I'm and commenting between them. Seem to help you keep calm. Putting the trash back into the bag instead of throwing it there.
I would not trust the Tremere.
Is there a reason?
If you turn your back on them, or you are alone, they will capture you and steal your blood to make their children. You got 4 successes, eh?
Yeah.
He completely believes it.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it's true.
It doesn't mean it's true, but holy
believes
shit.
it.
This guy's like, damn.
One success. Yeah, he seems to believe it all right.
At least he doesn't.
4? Yeah, no, he fully believes those motherfuckers, if they can get you in the right spot, they'll stake you and they'll steal all your blood and make children with it.
At least he didn't say gargoyle, because that would have been like. So.
Out of curiosity, if I may be so forward as to move it a bit on the personal discussion, sir?
Yes.
What path are you on?
I'm on the path of the feral heart. Give me a perception empathy check.
He's actually of the beast.
Yep, he's totally on the path of the feral heart. There's absolutely no way he's not.
Actually, Kevin, you're missing 2 points of successes from that roll.
Oh, can I not see the... Oh, so did you get 5?
You had 2 5s there.
Oh, sorry. Oh, did you... Okay, sorry, I must have misread it. Did you... Okay, well, if you beat him...
No. You missed for that NPC 2 successes, I think.
We have
okay.
absolutely no idea.
Yeah, no, he's totally on the path of the feral heart. Which is
Okay.
a path, apparently.
What are these paths for?
They used to be... Oh, see, actually...
How much occult do you have?
None, which is why I'm asking
you have no idea.
dumb questions.
Okay, I'm listening.
Well, how much occult does Creel have? 1?
1 point.
You've barely heard of them. You don't entirely know. They are incredibly heavily discouraged in the Camarilla for some reason. Apparently, it just ends up in bloody slaughters with guys who end up on it. Eventually, humanity will fail. I've never agreed with how the Camarilla teaches their young. They don't teach them the paths. Eventually humanity will fail. It's a miracle if you even get to New World standards of an elder on this. But the paths of enlightenment are a way of training and reforming yourself on a spiritual and mental level. Reforging your very soul, as some might say it. So you have different ethical boundaries. Some of them are certainly evil, and there are many I would disagree with. But some can be far more noble than flawed humanity.
Like the ability that you just showed to tear a tree instead of into us. How were you able to do such? I've never heard of such things.
On the path of the feral heart, you learn to ride the beast, as they say it. Rather than try and stop it altogether, you channel and focus it. I could teach you. Perhaps, if that was my interest. But your elders would be very unhappy, I think.
I have no elders in the city.
Perhaps. If you make it worth my while. I don't enjoy spending too much time with others.
I can understand the training, though. Trying to train myself to get used to being something a little different from human anyhow. However, I might not be the best suited person for such an outdoors thing.
There are others. I know of them, but I've never walked them.
No? And with... This is the problem.
Yep.
He is actually... Creel is actually genuinely interested. What kind of others?
Yeah, same.
Yeah. You leave the neonates alone for 5 minutes. And they're going on path of enlightenment on you. There is.
I left you alone for 5 minutes and you joined the path of metamorphosis.
Astromites. They are on the path of blood. Many of them, at least. They've been taught by their elders lessons of their antediluvian, the progenitor of their line. It helps them stay focused, do the tasks they deem necessary. although it can be harsh at times. There is the Road of Kings. A, yeah, I've heard it said a knightly thing, but I've met some despicable ones on it at that, where they follow the orders of their leaders and make honor and duty most important thing. And then there's the path of power and the inner voice. That one is, to a degree, about
Ears perk up.
following one's leaders. And although it is about following one's leaders, it is also about strengthening oneself, achieving the best you can of yourself, being able to lead others. It is usually a very social thing. Being able to lead others, but at the same time demanding, being the most demanding of yourself as well as others, always using the best weapons and tools for the job at hand.
That seems like not such a bad thing.
There are others that I do not know much of. The Path of Orion, that is one made by a Brugia anti-tribu. One of the newer ones. Since the bat still makes some. The Anarchs are too ill-educated. But I do not know as much of that one, but I do respect those on it. I met one long ago. He hunted lupines. How can you not respect that?
What?
Werewolves.
They
Your elders
exist.
really don't teach you much, do they? That is why I don't like the Camarilla.
I was more surprised that they would actually hunt those things. Why on earth for?
To test themselves. They are warriors first and foremost, hunters. They would never sully themselves with lesser prey. And there are others, some very specific towards different clans. It is said the Giovanni have one that is to do with investigation of death. I do not know much of that one. And many, many more besides. They are not natural things. They are completely alien to a human mindset. It might be easy to grasp the basic notions, but to get on a path, as they say, or roads, as they were identified in the old days, takes true dedication.
Someone would have to have an iron will, would you say?
Yes, you must completely destroy your psyche and rebuild it without falling to the beast. I, on the feral heart, live in harmony between both, to a degree. I do not completely cage up the beast, but nor do I let it control me. So yeah, you've been talking a little while, that's when you get the text. From the Tremere. Who wants your blood to make baby Tremere?
Nay. Click.
Okay, you're going with nope, let's not kill him.
I can learn things from this son of a bitch.
Yep, you could.
Bad, awful, evil things.
But how often do you get to get on with a Camarilla character?
I know.
What about Creel?
What's the actual message?
We are currently deciding whether we should take him out now, or we should risk it, given the fact that he is on a path of enlightenment, and he has clearly committed diablerie in his past. We've had enough troubles with that of late. It is a risk.
Abstain.
Yeah, What is Salvador saying?
Oh, I was leaving this up to them, so I was basically an automatic abstain, which means we're tied, bitch. So...
I'm gonna use my power, spend a willpower.
Yeah.
That now puts me at what status? Or
If you're using your position as Hand of the Clan, you can attempt to do so, but how is your position of Hand of the Clan relevant here? This isn't necessarily a clan matter. Primogen might work for it, but
Well, he
not
could do
Primogen.
things such as Clan Brewhall will take responsibility.
Yes, that would work. See, if you were the sheriff and going, this is the way, or you're the warden or the prince, that'll work out. But for the just
I'm
being
not. I'm not
unless you
whatchamacallit yet.
unless you
Primogen.
directly link this to your clan by, like, as was said, suggested that Clan Brewhow will take responsibility for this one. We will liaise with him, that kind of a type thing, which would give you an excellent excuse for why you're coming in and dealing with him.
Yeah. Thank you for telling me this, because I have common sense.
Because you have common sense, yes.
I'll send it back. Clan Brewhall will liaison with this gentleman for the time being.
There is no time being. Tap tap. Are you gonna take responsibility for his continued being around or not? There is no, as soon as something goes wrong, you just say, nope, we stopped.
Tap, 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 tap.
Creel's, of course, outside of this discussion, looking slightly annoyed at the person who was tapping away when there was a conversation going on.
I know, but it's like
interesting.
I know.
Looking at you here, you're getting he seems to understand what phones are, but he's not really questioning it too much. You're not sure if he could use one, but he seems to recognize these are some kind of communication device. Like people who are too young Kindred, young Canaanites who are too lazy to learn all specs would use.
Before you guys go forward, I have one thing for Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's typing it out in secret.
I know, right?
Like, handing over a sealed envelope that says GM's eyes only on it.
Okay, I think Aggie's reminded me of something. I might have forgotten something, so I'm waiting for it to be typed through.
I will take responsibility for him until such time as the Primogen Council, Primogen Council can vote on such matters. We should not.
You're trying to fucking dodge this.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, you will take responsibility.
If you take outright responsibility for liaising with him and keeping an eye on him, you might be able to get some kind of a boon or something out of this. You could say that till it is ratified, and you'd be happy to continue after that point, but you don't, basically you could say that in the interim, I will liaise with him, and I'd be happy to continue after that point. However, you want the entirety of the Primogen Council to give their opinions on this matter. Decide then that you will come back and deal with him personally, but if you have to continue liaising with him, you'll speak with the Primogen Council. Maybe get something out. Maybe try and get some kind of title or something out of it as well. Like, you're not necessarily pointing that bit out, but you could potentially do so.
I'm going to roll a politics and int
Mm-hmm.
to try to get this across as best I can. So that's 4 successes. So as politically as I can, as this message can go across, because I'm not that good at talking like that. In the interim, until such times as the Primitive Council meets to discuss such matters. I will take responsibility for looking after this area and to be a liaison. And should we keep him around, to continue being a liaison to him. Because I believe that he is better equipped to patrol this area, and why kill off someone that we don't have to.
However, it was just pointed out to me, you might be able to get something off the gangrel for this. Rather than having to fight all these people, you might be able to convince him to do you some kind of favor.
Assumedly, he is Autarkis for the reason of trying to avoid politics. If you're offering to help him do that.
By the way, I think
Yes.
we're done on this one. You can get a reply, yeah, you owe me. Sure. And I'm going to head on back and say, right, we've had our little discussions with our people and their people. We're ready to enter full negotiations. We've already understand the first demand of negotiations is your domain and area is to be respected. Fortunately, we have a little map, and we can make sure that we know exactly what your area is going to be. Anybody that is caught within your area, well, your word is law.
He'll have to look at the map for a bit. He'll point out a large section of the park where none of you should go, or he will deal with it as a threat and be dealt with appropriately. And then he'll point out where if you wish to, like, you shouldn't just come in there willy-nilly, but if you want to go speak with him, that somebody should make their presence known in these areas.
That I find perfectly acceptable. So we have these threshold areas that are close but not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Excellent. I know the feeling. I keep a certain area like that myself. Next. Well, I live closer to the people, but if you're comfortable out here in these places, more power to you. Next step. We need to discuss that our management doesn't like certain creatures, and we can't really risk them being in a place of strength to come, well, annoy us. We want a bit of assurance that you won't let these others allow them into your same areas. If you're going to go for no one goes around these areas, that's perfectly fine. We just expect them to apply to everybody. Not just us. There are others.
Agreed, I won't allow the annex to turn through here.
There are more than just the Anox that we...
Yeah, give me a roll.
OOC. Actually, Kevin checking.
I love having huge perception bonuses.
Yeah, it's amazing.
5.
Okay. So you got 5 successes. What did Creel get?
Making the roll.
And
Would be 4.
and Stonehash?
1.
1. Okay. Yeah. Stoneheart, yeah, I know we'll definitely keep everybody out. Creel, you're thinking he'll... Yeah, you think generally he'll keep people out. He's not necessarily going to report it to you guys. If somebody does show up, you don't think you've bought him off that much. Salvador, yeah, you're getting the impression he won't tolerate outsiders, particularly the anarchs, but if it's just a lone kindred and they're not stopping off into territory, you're kind of getting the impression he really doesn't care too much as long as they don't come near his shit, and he's not exactly going to go sending pigeons and stuff your way. It's kind of a, yeah, if there's like a group of like 5 or 6 of them, but if it's like one lone guy, he really he's not going to be bothered even bothering to contact you. So he's kind of agreeing to it. He's saying, "Oh yeah, of course," because you bitch otherwise. But he's a lone scout. He's not going to care about it. If there's a war pack of Sabat coming through or a gang of anarchs, that he'll pay attention to.
And he'll let us know.
Yeah.
Excellent. Next part. Now, this one you're going to like. Not really, but we are going to elect someone to be an official liaison for you. You shall elect another person that is not the person that we elect, and shall be the other acceptable liaison for you. If neither of these people are available, well, something's gone horribly wrong. But if one of them is available, there will be the preferred contact for things such as something involving your domain or something that requires your attention. On our side, I would like to hereby elect Stoneheart to be our official liaison with you. As per what my terms were, you need to select another individual who is not Stoneheart from our number.
I will pick Creel, and he points towards the other Bruja. I think they understand more. They are not Gangrel, but they are not. And he's looking towards Rafat with kind of the hate in the eyes. They're not of the high clans.
Right, we got the basics out the way. Now it's time for the advanced discussion. Floor is open, gentlemen.
Advanced discussion?
Well, make your offers, make your requests. You don't often get to have a chance to have a little chat like this one without wasting time. Now's the time to say anything important, anything that has been missed out of the basics. Any advanced little levels that are not covered by the we don't want other people screwing around in here, you don't want other people screwing around in here.
Let me know if any others show up attacking. Doesn't mean I'll get involved, but I would like to be kept appraised if there's any major attacks. I'd like to know if you're going to be replaced and have to go through more tedious negotiations.
Fair enough. I find that acceptable, and now noted.
Yeah,
We're going to actually make it like an actual list of this. Type it out. Rafat, that's your duty.
Arms Master?
Mm-hmm.
Am I being appointed to this duty, or am I being requested to perform it?
He has requested you to act as the other liaison. It's up to you whether you refuse it. You don't have to do it. It is simple a matter of etiquette and politeness. We've got our elected one. He's asked you to act on the other side should our elected one not be available.
Yeah, alright. Stoneheart, you're going to accept the...
I am.
Okay. Creel looks at the person. Now I'm hoping that it's not just because Stoneheart was outnamed and well, you may or may not think about Rafat only. But I was very, very rude with a previous discussion about me coming here and participating in what little capacity I have by asking what's in it for me. Now, Camarilla requesting Stoneheart and Stoneheart approved, but I think you're asking me, so I should ask you, not the Camarilla.
Just kind of looking at you with the red eyes. I didn't think it would be that way. You'll just point towards Salvador, you'll do then.
Fine.
Let's get this over with.
Right, we in the
And Creel, OOC, Creel smiles like he just won something.
Right. We're on the fancy part of negotiations, so we'll start to move through the list. I mean, no offense, how long have you been here?
What year is it?
It is in the 2000s.
Year of our Lord 2014.
121 years.
That's just being here. I'm assuming you've been places quite a bit before.
For a time. That's why I came to Australia. I was still quite young then. It took me some time to find here.
Well, like I said, we're in an advanced negotiation part. We've got the basics out the way. It's time for the individuals to make any of their own personal terms or extended Camarilla terms. After that, we'll have this whole thing pretty much signed off on, and we'll stop bothering you unless we really, really need to. And trust me, if we really need to, it'll be worth your time. Or at least made worth your time.
Around about this point, you'll hear some rustling in the bushes, and you'll see one of those. It's Stoneheart saw before. You guys see it now. It's the biggest dingo you've seen in your life.
Damn, they grow big where you're from.
And it's got a rabbit in its mouth, and he just kind of drops in front of your man before he like pats it on the side, and your man just starts kind of feeding, draining blood out of the rabbit.
Like a Capri Sun.
Before he kind of tosses it up in the air. And the dingo that's basically the size of a
Small horse.
small pony. No, small pony, not small horse. Just kind of jumps up in the air and just grabs, and you can just hear the crunch of bones as powerful jaws come down it. And then it pats on the side and it moves back into the trees.
Right, guys, like I said before, move on. Rafat,
Wish to
go on,
speak to you
Stoneheart.
perhaps. I would wish to speak to you perhaps later on things that we have discussed so far.
You're an acting liaison, Stoneheart. Kind of what you're meant to be doing. I shall be right back. I need to go and update and make sure our people have been kept apprised as well. Things are going. So if they have time to raise objections, they can. I'm usually not such a this type of person, but I guess I can be. There is a cause for it.
By the way, Gabriel, so we need a scene after this with this guy.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Oh,
Trying to convince him to start teaching you paths of enlightenment.
and Protean. Let's not forget this. That'll probably never happen, but it'd be nice.
It's unlikely. So, any of the rest of you have anything else to bring forward? Or do you let the Toreador speak all day for you?
I have said my piece. I would like to learn more of what you have to say. You are older than me.
Do you have any other gangrel with you?
We have one, yes.
What is their name?
What is Lupu's name? I know it. My character knows it. I just don't.
Anton Volkov.
One named Anton Volkov.
have heard of him. He's partially happy just to watch you sometimes. It's a bit unnerving.
But he's not watching me like food. Or do I need to roll on that?
You would roll.
I will, and I'll spend a willpower on this one. Because this is important.
Creel doesn't appear to be in any rush to do or start talking or anything of that kind, so.
5 successes, sir.
There's a little bit of a look of hunger in his eyes when he looks at you, but it's just kind of a feeling of it would be inconvenient in the extreme.
Yay, some form of armor to not be eaten. Inconvenience.
Okay. Any other issues to be raised by Salvador? Because we're up dry on the lad's end.
Well, has everyone else raised their bit? Rafat?
I'm quite alright. He will say, the Autarkis will say, I do have some children. They do not come here often. They know not to go into the other areas. But they are my visitors and my business. I'll make sure they stay in my areas, however. They only show up individually anyway. They are few.
It's still something that we get to, considering that they might have different affiliations. But they stick to your inner areas, fine. If we catch them in one of our areas, we'll have them staked and brought to you.
Or some in the Anarchs and the Camerlators. Some in the Sabat, but the clan as a whole has moved to independence. I don't know where all their allegiances lie these nights.
Like I said, we'll do our best that if we catch one of them and they haven't done anything terribly wrong, they'll be staked and brought to you.
That is agreeable. Reasonable.
If they have do something to kick the hornet's nest, I expect the same thing to happen to our guys in return if they're in your area.
Make me aware. I would like to be present. If they do something truly foolish, I'd like to let them know I'm disappointed before they die.
Good. Well, you've elected me your secondary liaison, so I'm sure we'll be talking again at a convenient time. If you need a nice little way, I will perhaps in a month make a marking on that little tree and wait for one of your little pets to spot me, and then we can have a chat. But like I said, I like my privacy in doing my thing. You like your privacy in doing your thing. We can see eye to eye on that.
Agreed.
And then I believe we are done with our little list of negotiations. If anything needs to be expanded on, you will be made aware and talked to. You know the whole rigmarole. But overall, we shouldn't really be bothering you too much, and we have other things to focus on, and we're quite happy for you to, well, be where you've always been for the past century and so.
You're kind of nodding with that. He was heading off into the trees again.
Did you find yourself in need of assistance? Like I've shown? I am willing to assist, but I do not do so. Really, you get involved in more politics.
I think we can leave the scene there.
Yes.